Welcome to the ArmaniTalks YouTube channel. I'm your host, ArmaniTalks. In this channel, I'm covering communication skills for you to level up your way with words, become much more articulate. In today's episode, we are diving into the world of social skills, and I'm going to be telling you how to build status. In order for me to teach you how to build status, I'm going to be talking about a documentary that I recently watched, which was very intriguing. This was a documentary that was based on Pakistan, and more specifically, it was based on a group of people that lived right next to a mountain in Pakistan. And here's the thing, there were some resources on the top of the mountain, and from the group of people, at least one person had to know how to drive up this mountain. The thing is, driving up this mountain is very dangerous. The weather, it's unpredictable. The roads are very narrow. And you need to have intense concentration skills to work around the curves the entire ride. Only a few people could make the drive. Scratch that. Only one person could make that drive. That one person was seen as royalty within this tribe. And as I was over here watching this documentary, I thought, wait a minute. A driver is seen as having high status within a certain community. This was in Pakistan, in a region right next to the mountains. I keep this geographic location in mind as we come back to the US. Now in the US, what I've noticed is that every now and then I'll meet someone who has a driver. Let's say person X says, this is my driver, person B. Immediately, who do you think has the higher status? I would say person X because he has a driver. Person B has a lower status than person X. So in the US, where I live, I noticed that being a driver to someone else automatically implies having a lower status, while in this regional area in Pakistan, being a driver indicated a higher status. What does this all mean? What this all means is that in order to build status, you need to, number one, have something that is difficult to do. And number two, that difficult thing that you know how to do must spark jealousy in others. Now, what do I mean by this? Imagine that I come to the US and I'm like, yo guys, I know how to drive. And everyone around me also knows how to drive. They're going to be like, okay, what's the big deal? All of us know how to drive. So number one, I'm not doing something that's super difficult. Everyone else can do it. But let's say this. Let's say I know how to drive up a mountain. This is a very, very difficult task, and other people cannot easily do it. So I go up to the same folks who know how to drive in the US, and I'm like, hey guys, I can drive up a mountain though. You guys only drive on flat roads. Now here's the thing. Does it spark jealousy in others? Not really. Most of these guys are going to say, who cares if you can drive up a mountain? How many mountains do you see where you live? The skill set that you have is a complete waste of time. I don't spark jealousy in others. Now, if we want to showcase how to build status, let's say myself and my buddies, we do live in an area that has one mountain. And on top of this mountain, there's a lot of amazing mangoes. Mangoes that are so sweet that everyone else wants it. But here's the issue. No one else knows how to make that drive besides me. In this scenario, I am building status because number one, I know a difficult task. These guys can only drive on flat roads. I can drive up an elevated road. I have that difficult task. And number two, I spark jealousy in them because they desire to eat those mangoes and they can't do it without a guy like me. And since I can do it, automatically in this scenario, I build status. So I would say the formula in order to build status is being able to do something difficult, and that difficult task must spark jealousy in a large body of people. The more that you can do something like this, the more that you build status in your geographic location. Just because a driver doesn't have much status in the US does not mean a driver does not have a lot of status in a certain region within Pakistan. Status is very subjective, and in order for you to apply it to your life, just understand the two simple variables: a difficult task and spark jealousy within others. If you enjoyed today's talk, go on and drop that like for me right on below, and stay tuned in by hitting that subscribe button to stay updated with the latest episodes on communication skills such as public speaking, storytelling, emotional resilience, and much more. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will catch you next time.